Every little breeze seems to whisper Louise. Birds in the trees seem to twitter Louise. Each little rose tells me it knows I love you, love you.
It was her personality as much as anything. She was very outgoing, and she wasn't what most people thought of as a librarian. I mean, she was young and she was cute and she was vivacious, but she was very serious about her work.
Like Louise, I was a young person and you know, kind of new in my profession, and with a great opportunity to get to know a community and experiment and get to learn and grow up in both management and library services. It was great. And I think that I see that, you know, as I look at Louise, I see that she did the same thing, although I think she did it much better than I did.
The library, I believe, is the most respected organization in the town. For what reason? Because it has substantially bettered the lives of 2 or 3 generations of Darien residents in ways that are so many that you can't count. But what she's done is she's dealt with each one as an individual, not as a group of people. It's not the 20,000 people in Darien, it's each one of them. And I think each person who comes into the library gets the feeling that they are that one person, and that day that they're coming in is such an extraordinarily important day, both to them but also to the library.
It's all around a kind of a service ethic that is just amazing, and it seems that everybody is part of that. And that, I think that's the legacy that she's created. You know, the building, the facility, it's wonderful. But I think that what she's built there in terms of that service perspective from the library as an institution transcends the building, it transcends the community, and it's something that's, you know, I think quite notable within the whole profession.
Oh, she defines her management style as extreme service. So everything revolves around that. She has left her ego at the door and created an environment where everybody working here is happy, so people who come in to experience the library are happy.
She is almost never the first person to speak in a meeting. She waits until something important needs to be said, but when she says it, everyone listens, because hers is the voice of reason and authority and long experience with what works right in Darien.
I think it's that attitude and that approach to hospitality and customer service that has led to this esprit de corps among the staff, where everybody here is here because they feel the same way.
In her, I saw a woman that was strong, a woman that was determined, and I guess a woman that didn't let things stand in her way. That she actually inspired me to go on to get my MLS degree, because she always pushed me. She always told me that I could be a great librarian, and the library needed people like me.
It comes from the heart, but it's something that she, down in her bones, truly believes is something that is worth doing.
What she's done is she's made the library the example for budgeting, for quality, for the way that it's operated, for the leadership, even up at the board, for the kind of people that work here, that is an example for all the other organizations in town.
And something more, it comes from experience, and it comes from a person like Louise who can see beyond the immediate, who can see what are the implications, what is it that this institute, what's important about this institution, and how can it provide and be relevant, provide something important to the community and be relevant to the community it serves. And that's been an inspiration to me.
You make the employees happy, you empower the employees, you instill in them a creative element so that they can feel part of the team, and that's exactly what Louise does.
So I remember when the first Droid came out, and I convinced Louise that that's the phone that she should have. And so I had gotten one, Alan had gotten one, and I was sort of musing about, well, how do I do this? And Alan said, well, maybe try that. And Louise just came out with the answer and said, well, you just go to settings and then you push this and that and that. And we both kind of looked at her and said, how did you know that? And she said, well, I read the manual.
She's got people here who know what to do, who've taken her spirit and are carrying it on.
The culture is such here that this extreme customer service would live on, that it is, everyone on the staff is bought into it. So it isn't a culture that's based on one personality. It's based on a collective personality. And yes, I may have been the one that started it 30 years ago, but it has been built by successive staff members and leadership among various people on the staff. It no longer has my face on it. If it ever had my face on it, it no longer has my face on it. It is a Darien library culture that I think is unique in libraries certainly, and I think maybe in other organizations as well. And it's a lot of fun to see how it's evolved.